Welcome to RA 360 Educational Series.
Question number 1. Carbon is a versatile element which serves as a backbone for a variety of different molecules due to option A. Carbon can form 4 covalent bonds, polar or non-polar, with other atoms. Option B. Carbon bonds are stable at different temperatures associated with living organisms. Option C. Carbon containing molecules can exist as isomers. Option D. All the above.
The answer is D, because carbon-containing molecules are collectively referred to as organic molecules. Bonds between two carbon atoms, between carbon and oxygen, or between carbon and nitrogen can be single, double, or triple bonds. Carbon-carbon and carbon-hydrogen bonds are nonpolar. Molecules with a high proportion of hydrogen-carbon bonds are called hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are hydrophobic.
Question number 2. Which of the following statements is not true? Option A. Simple sugars are glucose, large polymers are starch and cellulose. Option B. Lipids are polar molecules composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Option C. A protein is a functional unit with one or more polypeptides. Option D. A nucleic acid is a linear sequence of nucleotides.
The answer is B, because lipids are nonpolar molecules composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Lipids are a key part of cell membranes. They function as hormones and in energy storage. In animals, lipids act as insulators and shock absorbers. Examples are phospholipids, estrogen, testosterone, and triglycerides.
Question number 3. The bond formed between two sugar molecules by dehydration reaction is called a glycosidic bond. Option A true. Option B false.
The answer is A, because glycosidic bond is a condensation reaction between two sugar units. In this, H group in one sugar interacts with the OH group on another to release water and link the sugar units together to form a polysaccharide. Examples of disaccharides are maltose and lactose.
Question number 4. Characteristics of polysaccharides in living organisms. Option A. They are polymers of glucose. Option B. Store energy in cells. Option C. Play structural roles. Option D. All the above.
The answer is D, because starch in plant cells and glycogen in animal cells store energy. In starch and glycogen, alpha-1,4 glycosidic linkages form linear chains, and alpha-1,6 glycosidic linkages form branches. Cellulose is polymer of beta-D-glucose and is found in rigid plant cell walls. Chitin, a tough structural polysaccharide, forms the exoskeleton of insects and crustaceans as well as the cell walls of fungi.
Question number 5. Which of the following statements are correct? Option A. Lipids are hydrophobic molecules. Option B. Triglycerides are made from glycerol and fatty acids linked by ester bonds. Option C. Stearic acid is saturated fatty acid in animals. Option D. Linoleic acid is an unsaturated fatty acid in plants. Option E. All the above. Option F. Both A and B.
Answer is E.
Question number 6. Phospholipids are amphipathic lipids found in plasma membrane. Option A true. Option B false.
The answer is A, because phospholipids have polar heads and nonpolar tails. Hence, they are amphipathic. Examples: phosphatidylcholine. In water, phospholipids become organized into bilayers with their polar heads interacting with the water molecules. Their nonpolar tails facing the interior where they are protected from water. Based on this bilayer arrangement, they are critical for determining the structure of cellular membranes.
Match the following. Functional groups present in the organic molecules. 1. Carboxyl. 2. Phosphate. 3. Amino. 4. Hydroxyl. A. Amino acids. B. Nucleic acids. ATP. Phospholipids. C. Steroids. Alcohol. Carbohydrates. D. Amino acids. Fatty acids. Option A. 1C. 2D. 3A, 4B. Option B. 1C, 2D, 3B, 4A. Option C 1B, 2D, 3A, 4C. Option D 1D, 2B, 3A, 4C.
The answer is D.
Question number 8. In living cells, proteins are involved in gene expression and regulation, function as enzymes, motor proteins, defense, structural, transporter, and cell signaling proteins. Option A true, option B false.
The answer is A because proteins involved in gene expression and regulation. Examples RNA polymerase. Metabolic enzymes increase rates of chemical reactions. Examples hexokinase. Motor proteins initiate movement. Examples myosin and muscles. Defense proteins protect organisms against disease. Example antibodies. Structural proteins support and strengthen structures. Examples actin and collagen. Transporters promote movement of solutes across membranes. Examples glucose transporters or GLUT. Cell signaling proteins enable cells to communicate with each other and with the environment. Example taste receptors.
Question number 9. Protein structure is determined by which of the following factors? Option A hydrogen bonds and ionic bonds. Option B hydrophobic effect and van der Waals dispersion forces. Option C disulfide bridges. Option D both A and B. Option E all the above.
The answer is E because the amino acid sequences of polypeptides distinguish the structure of one protein from another. Factors critical for protein folding and stability are hydrogen bonds, ionic bonds, and other polar interactions, hydrophobic effect, van der Waals dispersion forces, and disulfide bridges.
Question number 10. Which of the following domains are present in nuclear receptors? Option A ligand binding domain. Option B DNA binding domain. Option C nuclear localization domain. Option D B and C. Option E all the above.
The answer is E because nuclear receptors function in the nucleus of animal cells and are involved in animal development, reproduction, metabolism, and homeostasis. They have ligand binding domain, DNA binding domain, nuclear localization domain, and activation domain. Overall, a nuclear receptor is a single protein with multiple domains, each with a unique function.
Question number 11. Nucleic acids are responsible for the storage, expression, and transmission of genetic information. Option A true, option B false.
The answer is A because two types of nucleic acids are deoxyribose nucleic acid, DNA, and ribonucleic acid, RNA. They consist of repeating monomers of nucleotides. Each nucleotide is composed of a phosphate group of 5-carbon sugar, deoxyribose, O-ribose, and a nitrogen base with a single ring or double ring of carbon and nitrogen atoms.
Question number 12. Match the following. 1. DNA. 2. RNA. 3. Single-stranded polynucleotide chain. 4. Double-stranded polynucleotide chain. A. RNA. B. DNA. C. Deoxyribose sugar, thymine. D. Ribose sugar, uracil. Option A 1C, 2D, 3A, 4B. Option B 1C, 2D, 3B, 4A. Option C 1B, 2D, 3A, 4C. Option D 1D, 2B, 3A, 4C.
The answer is A.
Highly appreciate your feedback on this video. Please stay tuned for our next video. Thank you.
If you have any questions or comments, send us an email or comment down below.